What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Big D here. It's time to review Falling Skies Season 5, the final season, Episode 3, titled Hatchlings. This is a spoiler review. If you have not seen the episode, go to tnt.com/Falling Skies. Watch the full episode there. It should take me less than 3 minutes to give you my opinions, pros and cons, and final score for this episode. Real quick, guys, don't forget I review other shows on Sunday nights, such as The Last Ship, Halt and Catch Fire, and The Strain. Also, other shows, Tyrant, Scream the TV series, Mr. Robot, Wayward Pines, Aquarius, Hannibal, and much, much more. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let's get right to it, shall we? First off, Mason's group, the Second Mask, we kill Skitters in the field. We find out that DC is a hot zone. Something's in DC, like a jammer. Mason Militia. There's a thing called Mason's Militia around the country. Maggie talks for Brian to Kate. Of course, Brian is the humanized Skitter. And there's Skitters in the field again. We just literally killed these Skitters like cockroaches with a pesticide. I don't know how to say it. Persistent bug spray. I have no idea where I was going with persistent. I don't even know if that's even a word. How? Okay. Brian escapes and he takes Katie, of course. So we find out that these Skitters are either reproducing or they're being made by genetics. I don't pay attention to biology. What is this? Mason saw Dornia, which Adornia is what Skitters used to be before they were manipulated by the Ishfeni. So the Dornia is what he saw in space at the end of season 4, the one where he's like, oh my god, you're beautiful. But of course he saw his wife, but it kind of looked like a Skitter though when you think about it, the one, but that's more not manipulated in a sort of way. So a long time ago, they look like that. So we see the Overlord, and Maggie is lit up, and of course she walks over, and the Overlord is knocked out. Of course, Hal stabs him in the back. Brian shoots Kate by accident because he's freaking out. Oh, Brian! And literally, Brian just can't live with himself, and who wants to live as a skitterized human Skitter? So he ends up shooting himself. He was 8 years old when Katie showed that picture. She was 11. You're thinking maybe a few years have gone by. He's probably 11 or 12. Maybe 11 or 12, or maybe he's 8 or 9. Maybe he's still that age. He knows how to shoot himself, though. Okay. But he shot himself. Pope had a kid or kids. And Sarah finds out, and it's really sad. Matt and this girl, the girl that, the young girl he hangs out with, has a moment like, oh, what are we going to bring to the new world? What are we going to keep out? Sarah gets stuck in this Ishfeni fog, and I put lol, not to what happens, but she gets stuck in the fog. I'm like, lol, the way it's edited, like she's just kind of like up to like her thighs, and I don't know how an Ishfeni fog works. Have we ever seen Ishfeni fog ever? Because that seems new. So that they get info from the Overlord, and Tom doesn't help Pope. He doesn't help Pope because here comes Pope running. He ran like 8 clicks or something, 9 clicks, 10 clicks, and he's like, Mason, let me use this truck. We gotta go get Sarah. And he's like, we just found a base where they reproduce Skitters. And he drives away, and he's like, Mason! He needs a flamethrower, a fire to get Sarah out of that fog. So, of course, they're at the factory, and they use bombs. And there's probably more reproduction factories, but that factory is gone. Pope gets back to Sarah many hours later, and her legs are eaten off. It's okay. Sarah ends up dying in Pope's arms. It's been a while since I've cried a lot for a TV show. I mean, you cry so much where you swallow, and it hurts to swallow. You know what I mean? Just like that feeling. You feel what Pope feels. And when Mason walks out of that truck when he arrives where Sarah's at, he's like, "You're too late. You're too late, Mason." That moment gave me goosebumps, and I was dropping tears. That is one of the strongest falling skies moments I've ever had. This is why I love this episode. That's why I love this episode. So, and Sarah said, you know how I said the apocalypse is the best thing? It's not. You are the best thing that's ever happened to me and all. That's, Pope didn't deserve to have that, or Sarah didn't deserve to die like that. Getting your legs eaten off and everything. That's no way for someone to go. Anyway, it was too late, and Anthony killed the Overlord, but there was something in the Overlord's hand, so now everyone thinks, oh, you killed it because, blah, blah, blah. You hate, what happened to your girlfriend, whatever, and he's out of the second mass. Not kicked out, but he's, discharged. And they're going to head towards DC, basically, at the end. And Pope is staring at Mason from the other side of the fire, and Mason's like, hey, and of course, what's his name? I totally forget. Weaver. He's like, you get some rest, Tom. We'll just go out later. In the morning, everyone needs to rest. And then, of course, just here's Pope. Here's Mason. That's going on. What did I think about the episode overall, guys? For Fallen Skies, Season 3, Episode 3. Oh, Season 5, Episode 3. Getting mixed up in my words. Hatchlings. I'm going to get started with my cons first. The explosion effect. Right when they blow up the reproduction site. That effect, dude. It looked like there were practical effects in the second bomb that went off when they were running. And that looked epic, but the first CGI explosion, that looked pretty bad. That brought me out of the moment, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot Fallen Skies has these type of effects. So I'm just saying, this is a little minor con. What if the flamethrower burned Sarah? How far is he to know? I mean, yeah, okay, he's used a flamethrower before and all that, blah, 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 but how does he not know where he's at? He's adrenaline, how does he know it wouldn't have burned Sarah? Or wouldn't she be, hot or something? Oh my god. I'm just saying, wouldn't that burn her? And also, it was a little slow at first. The beginning was literally where I was like, it's going to be a slow episode. It's going to be a bad episode. But no, it didn't. It ended up being one of the greatest episodes out of Falling Skies. If you can name the top 5 episodes out of Falling Skies out of the past 5 seasons, this is going to be one of them. Now, my pros. Again, the ending. The ending where Pope is looking at Mason. It's intense. I never, ever expected. This was an unpredictable episode. I never expected it to happen. Pope himself, man. The actor who plays Pope. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause real quick to Pope. And Sarah, man, for being... I remember last year, they brought her in the show, and of course the drink and everything, and he went out on a run, and he needed her truck and everything. He searched her house, and the mechs were outside. Ladies and gentlemen, Pope and Sarah again, real quick. Amazing job over the past seasons, and Sarah, really awesome. You did good. We love you, Sarah. It's emotional, and Pope and Sarah, again, the best emotional episode in quite a while. The action in here was really good. It wasn't great, but it was good. I really did enjoy the action. Also, it is intense. It's one of the most intense Fallen Skies episode ever. Brian kills himself, dude, because it's intense. You got a humanized Skitter that's under age 13 killing himself. You have his sister dying right in front of him. He killed his sister. You have Mason not going after Sarah. Thus, Sarah dies. and more emotional stuff. So it's very, very intense. Also, some of the effects I really do enjoy. Well, practical effects, but still I do love some of the effects, guys. Overall, it is the best episode out of Season 5 so far. It definitely beats Episode 1 and Episode 2 of Season 5. And we'll see where it goes from here on out. I'm going to give this episode a solid A. It's a great episode. I don't even know what to say no more. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's written well. It's performed well. It's played out so well. Comment down below. Let me know what do you think about this Fallen Skies episode. And until next week, may the Spock be with you always.